Hello and welcome to another Poppy Builds video. Just to start, if you can hear weird noises in the background, I think it might be my HVAC system, so please ignore that, and that is that. Today we are going to be, why do I always say we? It's just me. It's just me. I am going to be doing a tiny home for a family of 8. So this is going to be 100 max tiles with no cheating slash, manipulating the Sims so you can have more space, which I really do like to do with tiny homes. But alas, not today. I don't know what it's called when it's like 32 tiles versus 64 versus 100. I know 32 is a micro home. I don't know what 100 is, but that is the concept of today. This is 100 tiles max, and it is going to have one bathroom, which is going to be a very, very tough to gameplay with, for 8 Sims, and it is going to have 4 bedrooms in total. So the family I downloaded for here to be into this tiny little home is my family from, I built them. I created them as part of it's on my channel right now. It's like a modern minimalistic build for Newcrest. It's part of the Building Newcrest series. So if you've seen the family before, that's where they are from. And originally, except I did age up the daughter because I wanted to have 2 teen Sims instead of only 1 teen Sim in the game. So if you've seen them before, that's where they are originally from, because I didn't really want to create another family of 8. And they're not minimalistic in this build. There's just 8 of them. That was the goal. I do think it would be fun, I did a tiny home for a family of 8. I think I might do a tiny home for a family of, not a family, for friends of 8, and see if I can actually create 8 distinct rooms, or maybe 7 or 6 if some of them are dating. That would be very interesting, so I'm gonna write that down right now. Please ignore the silence. Okay. It would also be cool to do a tiny home for 8 of enemies or slobs. That would be very, very fun. So this is going to be the whole entire exterior. This is the shape I created. It's a little bit boxy, but I actually do think it looks very traditional home-wise. It is a little bit more boxy than I know that other people really like. I'm always just so amazed by how people create things that aren't they create boxes, but you look at it and it's anything but a box. I've seen so many recently of these interior modern landscape tiny homes, and they're so boxy, but they're just so beautiful that I aspire one day to just have that creative incentive within my brain. I can look at something and be bam. And so I kind of feel this slightly emulates that, but on a bigger scale with a little bit more of a traditional vibe. It's not as nice as I don't understand how these people come up with these things. I'm snaps to them, hands off, hats off, don't cut off your hands. I'm just always very impressed. But I am too also impressed with what I create, because you grow, you learn, and it's always fun to see what you can come up with. And this is what I came up with for this build. And I always do big windows, so I tried to do not as big windows and keep again with a smaller, I would say this is a very suburban home in how I did the outside, the windows, the front door, how I'm gonna decorate everything. It's very quiet, there's no intense style to it. They bought this house as is and then made it their own. Actually, I like that. I like it. I like the outside. Because I also wanted so many bedrooms, to fit 8 beds in here. There was only 1 bathroom, so if you download this and play with it, it's going to be very interesting how many times people don't make it to the bathroom. I also had to add in a shower tub combo because there are 3 toddlers in this whole entire build. So it's going to be very interesting, and if they you play and the toddlers age up, they'll have enough space where I made the toddler room to upgrade it to have 3 single teen beds. So the second floor up here is going to be the parents' room. I did not play test this build, but I tried to do my best to make sure that nothing was protruding or very tight, which means I didn't have a lot of clutter in any of the spaces. So maybe a little bit minimalistic, but not as much as the other modern massive build I did that this family originally came from. I wanted the parents' bedroom to be a bit cool tone, nice and comfortable, nothing too intense. I just wanted to keep it minimalistic. Only the parents' room though. Only the parents' room has been kept minimalistic. And then I don't know. I just didn't know how to decorate or what to do with this specific space. And then I tried, because as you guys know, I really like having curtains in my places in the bedrooms. And why did I add curtains to this one if they have a sunroof? Like, they're gonna get light at 6 AM regardless. So I don't know why I decided that they needed just 1 curtain. Maybe that's where the light hits them at like 4 AM. So they needed 1 set of curtains. It's okay. This is the little component that I think might be tough, is that easel. But I think otherwise 2 Sims can easily sleep up there. Now here, this in like the end is going to be my favorite room. Is going to be the daughter's room. She's going to be the only Sim that does not share a room. So she kind of lucked out that she got her own room, but she also has clearly quite a tiny room. And I mixed up the whole entire design of this, I think, eventually. And I was able to add in a little computer for her. Maybe she advocated for her own room, but she got her own room. And so I had the most fun decorating this really small space to put like as much stuff in there as possible. Because I wanted it to be like a kid's room or a teen's room. And I think it turned out quite nice. But it did take me a while to figure out the layout and where everything I wanted it to be would go. I think I decided to add this planter / hanging wall element just to give the room a little bit of dimension and for the Sim to have a space to add more of the things that she likes. And then I try to really make sure to squish the bed that they could sleep in there. But if the Sim cannot sleep, like it doesn't work. If you just flip the bed around so the head is facing the door, then it will be fine. I should have play tested this, but I was too lazy. Is the honest truth. So honestly, I just put in as much as I could in this specific space. It's a nice tiny room for a tiny home. In retrospect, I probably could have done the other bedrooms like that and made it very, very small, but I didn't. Again, I definitely am going to be doing one of those builds for like an apartment, or like to have 8 single rooms. That'll be so fun, but not for this one. It's a family house, and so I gave them, some of them have to share a bedroom. This is going to be the boy teen / child bedroom. So 2 boys are going to be sharing a room in here. I just tried to keep it very simple and make sure that both spaces were indicative of who that specific sim was, so that it showed that they both had a little bit of personality. And I know I added a little drawing desk in there. I do think that the teen sim, his stuff is just very chill. And that for the kid sim, sorry, I literally was mid-yawn. Again, I hate when I yawn. I'm not even tired. You just need more oxygen. I might be tired too, who knows. I tried to give the child that is a boy more stuff. I tried to make the room look like both of them. And then in this little tiny space here is going to be the toddler's room / playroom for them. This lot just had the weirdest lighting, so I do apologize that this specific room is so dark and I cannot figure out like why. But it is like, though that room and then the boys' room is also very dark, and I don't know. So I knew that there's no way in the world I was going to be able to add a dollhouse in here that was actually full size, so I scaled it down. And I added a few clutter and skill building items into this room to just make it look very homey and very welcoming. And I added all of these different 5 shoes to show like maybe that each of them, those are like their shoes of growth. That sounds very strange. The shoes of growth. But that's what I added them, and I hope you like them. And then I thought these little frogs were so adorable. Just to add some color, make it a kid's room, or a toddler's room actually. And I quite like it. I do end up moving some things in this specific room because the door, I didn't like where it was, so I moved it to allow for a little living room, which you will see. The biggest issue I had with this build was trying to fit in a dining table with 8 chairs. Because there are 8 Sims. I wanted them all to have a place to sit, but it was quite difficult to manage. I mean, look how much space that 8-person dining table takes up. It's a lot of space. And then I hated everything I was doing at this moment. It was just too much of the space became the kitchen, and I didn't want it all to be the kitchen with just a very, very skinny hallway, which is what we're kind of seeing right now. I don't like it. Is where I'm going with this. I didn't like it one bit, and I liked how not having one chair taken actually helped push the table closer to the wall. So I decided to myself, okay, you know what, I'm gonna actually take out a chair, and then they just put it there, because in real life you would have a seating for 8, but in The Sims they never ever all sit at the same time, especially with toddlers. And so I thought that was a better bet. Oh my gosh, I just yawned again. With the color scheme and everything, it was just simple and family vibes is the whole entire concept of the inside too, just to make sure that everything fit and they had a place to relax and be. Which I do think adding this wall really helped, because it actually allowed to have a little living room section and break up the kitchen and the space as a whole. And then this is where I moved the door again, because I wanted to have another little chair. Yeah, there's no way 8 Sims are gonna all watch the TV at the same time, but I did want a little sofa. I don't know, no, it's not a sofa. A sofa chair? I don't know, the chair that looks like it's been made from flour sacks. I really love that chair, by the way. Not sure how comfortable it would be in real life, but I do quite like it. So here with the living room and stuff, I wanted to add a lot of books, toys, items that showed that this family, like a family lived here and owned things. So that's also why initially I was going to do a much more simple stand underneath the TV. And I went against it because I wanted to have a space that they could keep their things, hide their things. And I think this little cabinet, which I believe is from Nifty Knitting, does quite well. I also wanted to add a plant to open up the space. Not open up the space, give some greenery to the space. And I liked it. That is exactly what happened, and it looks quite good for me. And after this little tapestry, that's pretty much the whole entire inside designed. I thought maybe it would be nice to have some tiles to break up the little kitchen. And so I added them, and I think it did do a nice job breaking up the space. And then again, I actually moved the front because with 8 Sims I wanted to have another computer. There's only one computer in the kids' room and like the girls' room. And I know that all the Sims are going to gravitate to the smallest room in the apartment, so I didn't want that. So I added another little computer near the front door, which I don't really like where it is, but you have to make do with this tiny little home. Whereas in real life, I definitely would have just added some, maybe like an umbrella stand or something there and a plant instead of the laptop. And then this is going to be the shared bathroom for the 8 of them. I made sure to keep it very simple, very clean. And that was that. There's nothing very exciting about the bathroom. Sorry, nothing too exciting, just functional. So that is the whole entire inside. And then for the outside, I wanted to have a little space for gardening, and then a little jungle gym, and some nice, very cleanly designed landscaping. So how the trees and stuff and everything, I wanted it to hide this home from their neighbors. But the way I space the trees, if you play it, you can notice they're not spaced 100% perfect. But I did try, but it just didn't work. And that was the design behind the landscaping. Keep it very, again, like this house is very suburban in my mind, but in like a little posh place, because Windenburg is like, I personally think it's very posh. Like it's just very cute. I love it, and that's what I tried to emulate in this build, but whilst also making it a little bit more like Willow Creek. Like this is a home I could really see in Willow Creek, but the way I did the outside landscaping reminds me of Windenburg. Like this is not the exterior of a home you would typically see in Windenburg. I also didn't want to do the whole entire outside of the house, like the exterior of the home wrapped around with bushes and everything, so I instead just put some trees and stuff where it fit. And lastly, I added a little bit of terrain paint, and as I was doing the terrain paint, I thought to myself, you know what would look really nice in this space was creating another like little walkway into the garden. So I think this actually made it look much more Windenburg-esque. It just looks like such a cute tiny home, even though it is a little bit boxy. But I do like it. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. I always love hearing your guys' opinion. I know I've got like 2 to 4 people that watch these videos, but thank you to those people that do watch. I do love seeing the views every time. Hopefully you are inspired to build something in The Sims 2. And if you ever want to see me build something, let me know in the comments below, and I will always try my best to build it. And here is this little bench, picnic table with a little a barbecue for some nice outdoor seating. And lastly, I added a few patio lights so you could see it at night. And I like how this build turned out. So I'm adding the few finishing touches to this home to make it look like it was lived in. I hated the little like empty space above the door, but nothing really fit there, and there was no specific window or anything that suited the other windows. So against my better judgment, I had to leave it. So let us go and tour this build. Welcome to this tiny home for a family of 8. Look at those 2 toddlers already making a mess. Here they are, chilling. This is our gorgeous kitchen, very clean and simple. Dining table, and a little computer area. This is the toddler's room. Again, I don't get the lighting in this build, but there are lights in this room. And through here we have almost all of the kids chilling in the living room. This is the girls' room, my favorite room. Love! It is so tiny and so cute and so simple. Is it functional? I have no idea. This is the boys' room for the 2 boys that are not toddlers. And this is the very simple bathroom. And then going up the ladder, we have the parents' bedroom with a beautiful, gorgeous skylight. Look at that skylight, absolutely gorgeous. We are going very quickly down the stairs. We are going to head right back out by Sims, by our family of 8, into the front yard and to the little courtyard. There's the dad. Bye, Dad. Here is our gorgeous garden, and there is a jungle gym in the back for the Sims to play on. I think I really liked this build because it is a actual really cute tiny home. I really like how this turned out. It is a combination of suburbia, Willow Creek, and Windenburg in one. You can find this build on the gallery, and don't forget to subscribe if you like what you saw. But that is all of this tiny home for 8. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!